Good afternoon, everyone. I am Alexander Tamkindi, and I am the next reporter of Group 12. So, legal frameworks, privilege, communication, and anti-wiring traffic. So, Article 354, libel and malice. Legislative proceedings includes official records of the committee, session, reporters may publish this, provided they offer no personal commentary and matters are not of a confidential nature. So, example of this is a news outlet publishes the transcript of the Senate hearing of corruption that's privileged if the reporter as Senator X is obviously lying because of his corruption, that extra line is not protected. So, next is the official proceeding. Records to action by public officers in their function privilege is limited to records in their the right of access of secured by the law for public protection. Example of this is you publish a court decision that is already public record. The privilege, but if you publish sealed juvenile records, it's not protected and you can be liable for libel. Public officer criticism. So first is public conduct acts related to the official duties or common property. Anyone may express an opinion on them without malice. So, if a mayor or a police chief does something in their official role, the public can talk about it. Example, saying the mayor's new traffic scene caused by the congestion is allowed. That's an example of public conduct. Next is private character. Any attack on the private life of an officer unrelated to their duties continues libel as it invades privacy without public justification. So, you can drag a public officer private life into unless it's not connected to the job. Example, saying the mayor is bad official because his project failed. Saying the mayor is bad official because he cheated on his wife, libel, unless the cheating is related to the public duties like using public funds. The third is fair comment and disputable imputation is only actionable if it is a fake, false allegation of fact or based on false suspicion. You can be wrong in your opinion, but you can make up facts. Example, based on CMA reporting showing overpricing, I think the project was corrupt. Standards of fair comment. First is good faith. Decision must be made in good faith for justifiable else of particularly regarding candidates for public office. You need a honest intent. You're trying to inform the public, expose wrongdoing, or evaluate candidate, not just doing something swing. Example, criticizing a mayor's handling of flood control funds before an election is a good thing if goal is to inform voters. Yes. Second is proven facts. Comments must be reasonably based on the actual facts, not mere conjecture or malicious suspicions. You can have a harsh opinion, but it has to be built on real facts. Example, I think the project was not corrupt because I don't like that contractor with no facts. And the third is non-malicious. Presumption of malice does not arise when the implication is based upon a matter of a genuine public interest. Normally, in libel, malice is a result once you prove the statement is defamatory. Presumption of malice. Malice is a fact versus law in case involving the private life of an individual. Criminal intent is presumed, however, with acts concern public interest, the prosecution must prove actual or express malice to secure conviction. The principle of self-defense. Self-defense is a man's inborn right. Once the person is cast his state claims and the one thus defeat may avail himself of all necessary means to shake it off. The hitting of back roll. So, fair answer. Defamatory statements are privilege of they are fair and adequate response to a prior libel. Relevance. The response must be directly related to the original petition to remain under legal correction. Next is non-relation. Simple vindictiveness or spurious attacks unrelated to the defense are not covered by the privilege. Next is we can see adequacy. The hitting of back must be proportionate unnecessary differentiation. No sense in the status of privilege. That's all.